We begin with breaking news this evening. Two National Guardsmen in critical condition after being shot in Washington, D.C. This afternoon, it happened just 2 blocks away from the White House. The mayor of Washington, D.C. says the 2 guardsmen were targeted in the shooting. They were taken to area hospitals in critical condition. One suspect taken into custody and then taken to an area hospital for treatment after being shot 4 times. There are no other suspects at this time. D.C. police say they have not found a credible motive for the attack at the time. The FBI leading this investigation. FBI Director Kash Patel giving an update this afternoon on which agencies will help in the investigation.
Since this is an assault on a federal law enforcement officer, this will be treated at the federal level as an assault on a federal law enforcement officer. The FBI will lead out on that mission with our interagency partners, to include the Department of Homeland Security, Secret Service, ATF, DEA, and we're thankful for the mayor's assistance in this matter. The Metropolitan Police Department and their skills in investigating homicides and gun shootings in this city is exceptional.
CBS News reporter Erica Brown has reaction from the White House. But first, let's go to CBS News senior crime and public safety producer Anna Schecter with more on this. And Anna, I know you have new information about the suspect.
The suspect entered the United States in 2021. He's an Afghan national, had been residing in Washington state, and 29 years old, and carried out this targeted attack. So that's what we know at this time. We are waiting for a presser. It sounds like it just got canceled. So we were hoping to hear more from officials. Unclear if they've just pushed it back, but we were expecting to be hearing from officials in the next hour or two. That's where we stand. Now we hear that both of the injured National Guard troops are in critical condition, gravely wounded, and the suspect was wounded as well by gunfire and is in the hospital in the custody of law enforcement.
Anna, you just released some more information about the suspect. Again, where is he living and where was he currently living at the time?
He was from Washington state, 29 years old, entered the country in 2021, is an Afghan national, according to multiple law enforcement sources. Our sources, my colleague Camilo Montoyo Galvez, he's been talking to his sources at THS, Nicole Skanga as well, and they have a name that's been circulating amongst law enforcement. They've pinned that down. They're looking at the immigration file, and they are trying to pin down a motive, investigators are asking him questions, and we're hoping to get more information as the evening goes on.
Absolutely. So the shooting happening just blocks away from the White House. Are we going to see stepped up security in D.C. as a result?
For sure. Absolutely. D.C. already has a lot of security, but that doesn't stop a lone wolf from being able to conceal a weapon like a gun, unfortunately. I mean, that's what we wrestle with here in our society. Security versus personal liberty. And so it's impossible to completely rule out that a lone wolf actor can carry out an attack like this. I want to remind our viewers, just about 6 months ago in May, somebody opened fire and killed 2 Israeli embassy employees. They were leaving a Jewish museum, which happens to be across the street from the FBI Washington field office, which is known to be a very secure area, but he was able to bring a gun in. Just like in this case, the suspect, this 29-year-old man, brought the weapon to a busy metro station close to the White House. This time of year, lots of tourists milling around, very busy time of year, and was able to open fire and gravely wound 2 National Guard troops, and we're told it was a targeted, intentional attack.
President Trump's deployment of the National Guard was ruled illegal by a D.C. federal judge over a week ago. So why were the National Guard still there?
Well, President Trump has leaned into this policy of putting National Guard troops on city streets around the country, and it's been going back and forth in the court system, and they had not been pulled back. Remember, he used a very rarely used statute to deploy the National Guard in other cities, but in D.C. proper, he actually had the power to do it, but there was a time limit. It was about 30 days of a time limit that then extended. So it's this murky area with the law, and it's been very confusing, actually, what is allowed and what is overreach.
Anna Schecter. Anna, thank you. Now I want to bring in CBS News reporter Erica Brown with more on what the president is saying tonight about the shooting. Any more information released, Erica?
Well, Juliet, President Trump reacted to this targeted ambush-style shooting shortly after his press secretary Caroline Leavitt said he had been briefed on the matter. And President Trump called the suspect an animal and said regardless of the fact that he too, meaning the suspect, had been severely wounded in the shooting, he would still pay a steep price. Now, the president went on to laud the U.S. military, saying in that social media post, quote, "God bless our great National Guard and all of our military and law enforcement. These are truly great people. I, as President of the United States, am with you." Now, Vice President J.D. Vance also weighed in on the shooting during his remarks at Fort Campbell. Take a listen.
I want everybody who's a person of faith to say a prayer for those two National Guardsmen, that they're able to spend Thanksgiving with their families instead of losing their lives, because I understand they're still in pretty tough condition. But I think it's a somber reminder that soldiers, whether they're active duty, reserve, or National Guard, our soldiers are the sword and the shield of the United States of America. And as a person who goes into work every single day in that building and knows that there are a lot of people who wear the uniform of the United States Army, let me just say very personally, thank them for what they're doing. We're grateful to them, and we're praying that they're going to be safe and they're going to spend Thanksgiving with their families. God bless them.
So there, Vice President Vance, in the wake of this shooting, calling U.S. service members the sword and shield of the United States and thanking them for their service.
How is the Department of Defense reacting to the shooting?
Well, Juliet, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth strongly condemned this attack and said something to the effect of, "We will not back down. We will only stiffen our resolve and continue to secure the Capitol." And shortly after those remarks, Secretary Hegseth requested hundreds more National Guard troops to be deployed to Washington, D.C. And President Trump did order 500 more National Guard troops to be deployed in the nation's capital. This, of course, comes months after the president's initial deployment of National Guard troops here in Washington, more than 2,000, as part of his nationwide crackdown on crime. But as you noted there, Juliet, that's currently facing a legal challenge. But Secretary Hegseth, in the wake of this shooting, requesting hundreds more National Guard troops to the nation's capital. Juliet?
Erica Brown. Erica, thank you. Again, right now, D.C. Metro Police have not discovered a credible motive in the case, but Mayor Muriel Bowser says it appears the guardsmen were targeted.
What we know, Andrea, is that this is a targeted shooting. One individual who appeared to target these guardsmen, that individual has been taken into custody.
And we will continue to keep an eye on this breaking story out of our nation's capital.